Hey guys, Brian Stevens, National Real Estate Post. Little housekeeping real quickly. We did a show last week and we were talking about how you as a lender can make every deal a cash offer, and that if you had that opportunity or that availability, you should march your butt right into new home builders in your area and say, you need to work with me as a lender because I take all contingencies off the table. This is exactly what Open Door has done. This is exactly what all the iBuyers have done. You can do it, you can be local, and this would kick your business's butt. Here's the thing. We've had hundreds of inquiries and we're going through them as quickly as we can, and we're doing all the handoffs, but these require personal conversations. So if you already put in a request, so just bear with us, we're gonna call you. And if you'd also like to get on our list, all you have to do is click this banner right over there. Okay, so did you know that foreclosure rates have gone up 7-fold over the past month? Think about this for a second. Who in the hell is letting their house get foreclosed on right now? My God, honestly, this doesn't make sense. The average household in the United States right now has over $158,000 in equity, and foreclosures are on the rise? I mean, this is insane. I mean, it's time for real estate agents to dust off those NOD lists and start calling people.
I don't know what you want.
Realtors, it's time to buy those lists of owner-occupied single-family residents with household credit scores in the 500s, because these are the folks getting foreclosed on right now. That should just be a regular old sale with all that equity. I mean, nearly all of them. Now, the numbers on foreclosures are still remarkably low, but the multiplier of 7 is insane, isn't it? Get this, the jump of 28,800 loans from the 4,100 seen in December was the biggest seen in months, and this is according to Black Knight. Roughly half of the month's starts were among borrowers who were already delinquent prior to the economic impact of COVID-19, and half from borrowers who became past due in March 2020 or later. Here's the funny part, guys. I mean, think about this for a second. At the same time we got this information about foreclosures going up, we found that 90-day delinquencies have gone down. Why is that? Because they're all going into foreclosure. So have you guys heard this one before? Rates are back down and home prices are higher than ever. Here's the thing, and we did talk about this yesterday, but I wanted a little further clarification because I think we took the story a little too easy. See, with all the unrest in global politics right now, which we now have in spades, it puts pressure on rates to go lower. I mean, where are you going to park your money these days? In an index? Well, I don't know about that. Did you just see that Shell permanently pulled out of the second largest oil and gas producing country in the world forever? And think about this. If you believe the rhetoric, and I know a bunch of you don't, but if you do, it's not hard to believe that this is the most precarious time in the world since the Cuban Missile Crisis. So folks, they're going to bonds and rates are dropping. Now the drop is not remarkable at this point, and certainly not enough to get buyers and refis off the fence, but depending on the next couple of weeks, it certainly could be. Moving on now, this one's a little bit technical, so bear with me, people, because it is important. In a move to further automate the mortgage industry, the Mortgage Bankers Association just announced that MISMO, which is the Mortgage Industry Standards Maintenance Organization, and it's a not-for-profit wholly owned subsidiary of the Mortgage Bankers Association, responsible for developing standards for exchanging information and conducting business in the mortgage finance industry. Okay, that's who they are. So, MISMO, they just announced a new eVault standard. DWG will collaborate with industry participants, government agencies, and other stakeholders to create a single set of standards that reduces the financial and operational cost involved in eVault transactions and streamline eVault operations. Industry support is needed to ensure that all relevant needs are considered and to confirm that key activities are identified, addressed, and incorporated into the eVault standards. I know this is confusing, but trust me, we're gonna get there on this one. And in case you didn't know, an eVault is an indispensable technology component of digital, commercial, and mortgage lending. See, coupled with e-signature technology, only purpose-built eVault technology allows lenders to satisfy all digital loan requirements set forth by the SBA, which is the Small Business Administration. So here we go. The Mortgage Bankers Association is working with MISMO to set eVault standards for mortgage companies to better merge lending technologies with e-signature tech to satisfy all digital loan requirements. Oh, and in case you didn't know it, digital means not you. So get this, Fannie Mae has just announced the appointment of Sharifa A. Anderson as SVP and Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer. It's a newly created role for the GSEs. She's also going to serve as a member of Fannie Mae's Management Committee. Now, in her new role, Anderson will be responsible for Fannie Mae's commitment for promoting supplier diversity and enabling opportunities for minority and women-owned firms in capital markets and fostering an inclusive workplace that attracts, develops, and retains diverse talent. It is kind of interesting. Did you know, right now as we sit here, there's 621,000 search results for Fannie's role in diversity. Now, with decades of mission statement work in this area, I don't know, I guess it turns out to not be enough. So it makes you wonder if the GSEs have taken the wrong approach to solving what is the real problem with diversity and inclusion in housing. And did you know that right now black home ownership is lower today than it was a decade ago? That's true, and that's a systematic and systemic failure on the part of the GSEs, that being Fannie and Freddie. So now, we don't have a new sheriff in town over here, right? We simply have another sheriff in town. But honestly, I hope this time Sharif Anderson will succeed when seemingly all others have failed. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow. Later.